What is the answer?
No debate from me. He's not telling the truth. I think about that hour ago. I think about that.
It's baffling me.
I'll be shocked. I don't agree with it.
What could it be?
It might take a couple of weeks to think about it. I don't think there's any debate.
I know the answer.
Perfect cocktail. I kept thinking to myself, bonkers.
Still my favourite. I can just see it in a jazz club being played. You've bagged goals for Chelsea, Marseille, Aston Villa, Cass, represented the Republic of Ireland at multiple international tournaments as well. Most importantly, and this is the most important, once voted the Evening Standard's Player of the Month. So who better to answer some of the burning questions than our very own Tony Cascarino? Here we go. Spurs out of the FA Cup after losing to Manchester City, meaning it'll be at least 17 years since their last trophy. Since 2000, they've reached just 5 domestic cup finals. The next lowest on the list of the big 6 is 11. Now, these are not my words, but I'm being asked to ask the question. Are Spurs the biggest underachievers in English football?
Oh.
That's a question, isn't it?
Well, have you said major clubs London? I'd definitely say yes. And all of the league? Oh, blimey. They've won a few things, haven't they? The biggest underachiever. I mean, Newcastle they've underachieved in a huge way, considering when you have to go back to 50 odd?
1950s when they last won a domestic cup.
I'd say probably Newcastle before Spurs. They're a huge club. Haven't had any. Tottenham have won trophies over the decades.
I just want to get a nod from Sean, our producer. Did George write these questions? The Arsenal fan, George. Just checking.
Well, okay.
Because the next question he wrote was, do they need to win more trophies to really be classed as part of the Big Six?
What did he do? What did he do to make these questions up? Doing his dinner hour or something? Because is that the best he could think of?
He just obviously wanted to attack Spurs. That's what I feel this one is. George,
Tottenham
we've seen through it.
No, look at the club. I mean, look, their revenue's just gone crazy, hasn't it? You know, what they can generate by year.
Yeah.
Tottenham have got every opportunity now to be incredibly competitive in the transfer market. So you'd like to think there's a huge positive side to Spurs over the next year or so. Because they can spend.
I'll tell you what, George would not make a good traitor. We've seen through this already, what he's trying to do here. Let's move on. Xavi has announced he'll be leaving Barcelona at the end of the season. They're currently third in La Liga, and just this week lost 4-2 to Athletic Bilbao and then 5-3 to Villarreal at home yesterday. When you look at Barcelona, and there was a time, obviously, where Barcelona was the pinnacle for many, alongside Real Madrid, perhaps. Is Barca still one of the biggest jobs in the world?
Not at the moment, no. They've been crippled by financial problems that have just destroyed the club. They've got to build a new stadium, which they're apparently, they're on the way doing, and they just can't buy the players they once did. They've lost the stars that they've had, the mega stars. So this club has been falling apart for the best part of sort of really the day that Lionel Messi walked out of the club, and probably 2 years even previous to that, because I saw some of the wages that were being paid, not only to people like Lionel Messi, which you can understand is one of the world's greatest ever players, but, Griezmann. Griezmann was apparently on €700,000 a week. Coutinho.
Staggering.
Coutinho, likewise, another. Dembele, who's now at PSG, likewise, huge salaries. They've been mismanaged to an incredible level. So, no, at the moment, they're only a big club in name. They are certainly not going to be competitive. So, well, for the foreseeable future, I don't see.
It'll be interesting to see who they turn to next as the next Barcelona manager after the end of this season, with Xavi announcing he will leave. There are reports already of linking Mikel Arteta. Could you see him make that move?
That's not going to happen. I can't believe Arteta. He's got a job that he needs to finish at Arsenal, and that is success. And no, I just don't see that. Don't see that at all.
We do know Jurgen Klopp is going to be out of a job come the summer. He has said he wants to take some time out. So I'm not linking him with Barcelona, but he'll be leaving the club at the end of this season. But right now, they're on course for a quadruple.
Yeah.
If they win all 4 this season, would it be better than City and United's trebles?
Yes.
Why? I think you're the only person I've heard say yes. There's a bias.
Well,
there.
I don't know of you, but treble's 3 and a quadruple's 4.
Yes, but the trebles all contain the Champions League.
Now we devalue then.
It contained the Champions League.
Well, they're not in it this year, so they can't win it. I think 4 trophies in your final year, if they imagine. if they imagine if they achieve that, that's one hell of an achievement. Yeah. So look, we're all nitpicking over trebles and what type of treble. So,
all right,
it would be incredible,
It
and
would.
how
It
if
would.
they ended up winning the league, that in itself would be amazing from where they were last season.
Yeah. Of course, you're right. Winning 4 trophies in one season is phenomenal. Of course it is. There are just some that would say, well, is the Europa League really the same as the Champions League? That's the debate.
Weekend Sports Breakfast with Natalie Sawyer and Tony Cascarino. Sunday mornings from 6 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.